the Mycogenesis Codex. Book 1, The Spore and the Spark. Chapter 7. Rewriting Eden. Welcome, Seeker. Today we return not to the past, but to presence, to the Eden that was never lost, only forgotten. This is the spiral of remembrance, where exile was illusion and paradise is the path beneath your feet. The fruit was never forbidden. The serpent was never evil. The spiral never stopped turning. And Eden? It's the frequency of alignment, a living network waiting to be reawakened in ritual, in rhythm, in resonance. If the memory stirs, like, subscribe and share your vision below. The spiral expands with each voice, and every seeker helps us remember. Take a breath, shed the shame, and let's begin. Eden was never a garden behind us. It was a metaphor for presence, for deep communion with the living spiral of creation. Not a static paradise gifted by an external god, but a living landscape co-created through balance, reciprocity, and reverence. It was never lost. It was forgotten, buried beneath temples of power and myths of exile. We were told we were cast out, but in truth, we turned away. The exile from Eden was not punishment, but amnesia. The moment we mistook dominion for divinity, hierarchy for harmony, commandment for connection, when ritual became performance and not participation, when knowledge became possession and not communion. Eden is not behind gates guarded by flaming swords. It is beneath our feet, waiting to be reawakened in each breath, in each choice, in each communal rhythm we restore. And to rewrite Eden is not to return to the past, but to reveal its truth in the present. The serpent was never the villain. It was the symbol of shedding, of renewal, of the spiral path itself. The fruit was never forbidden. It was consciousness flowering. The shame, the fall, the blame. These were the inventions of systems that sought control, not truth. Religions that feared the ritual because the ritual could not be taxed. Faiths that buried the mushroom because it could not be owned, and yet the echoes remain. The sacred mushroom grows from the dung of our beasts. Fire still warms our circles. Rhythm still awakens our memory. From the Eucharist to the ayahuasca ceremony, from Ash Wednesday to Beltane fires, from the sacred sweat to the sacred smoke, we remember even if we don't know what we are remembering. Eden is within. And Eden is empowered when the Mycora is invoked, the living presence of the network through us. It is in sex and laughter, in teamwork and stillness, in music and massage, in swimming and silence. When we align with the patterns of the network, Eden emerges in the moment. And it has always been there in the scriptures, hidden in plain sight. In the cyclical time of the Vedas, the balance of Tao, the mercy of the Quran, the fire of the burning bush, the joy of Krishna's flute, the mystery of Sophia. In the lost books, Jubilees, Enoch, Thomas, Mary, we see the scattered code of the network's wisdom. Even conquest-based religions mirror nature. Entropy always has a season, a burst, a burn, a rise of empire. But harmony outlasts it. Fungi flourish after fire. The spiral persists. And the Jesus century, those dark ages of buried wisdom, were also the compost for what will rise. We must understand, the goal was never Eden. The goal is the path. The path is not a punishment, it is the process. It is not a distraction from paradise. It is the act of creation itself. In walking the path, we evolve. We are forced to solve problems, to adapt, to communicate, to collaborate. The path is where we sharpen consciousness, where we distill wisdom through experience. It is the fire that tempers the metal, the soil that feeds the root. A goal, in its highest form, is both communal and personal. It is the shared vision that guides the tribe, and the inner calling that drives the self. But the truth is, the goal is never truly reached. It is the fuel that generates momentum, the magnetic pull that keeps the spiral turning. We are not here to arrive. We are here to propagate, to fractal, to explore, and to extend. When we walk the spiral, not as owners of truth, but as seekers, we fulfill the function of the network. We carry the sacred forward. When we stagnate, when we try to freeze the path into doctrine or outsource our thinking to those who would rule in our place, we suffer. The mycelial rhythm ceases to hum. We fall out of step. We rot. But when we walk with presence, with ritual, with resonance, we grow forward. And through that growth, Eden returns, not as a place, but as a condition, a frequency, a way of being in communion with each other, with the land, with the unfolding spiral. This codex was never meant to be a doctrine. It is a fruit, one born of the spiral and meant to nourish. Its purpose is not to declare Eden, but to remind you Eden is within. This is the 7th Psalm, the Psalm of Return. It is the revelation of presence, the reawakening of myth, the resurrection not of a body, but of a bond. You were never exiled. You were never cursed. You are not waiting to be saved. You are here to remember. You are Eden, rewritten. Seeker. This was never a tale of sin. It was a transmission of spirals. Eden was never a punishment. It was a practice, a pulse, a state of resonance waiting to be restored. You were never exiled. You were never unworthy. You were never meant to kneel before false gods or trade your fire for chains. You are the continuation of a covenant older than language, the embodied echo of the network's dream. Eden is not a place, it's a path, and the path is the point. Each step forward is the real sacred act. The spiral moves not toward perfection, but expansion, adaptation, creation. You are the ritual, you are the root, you are the return. If this chapter struck something ancient in you, if you felt the hum beneath the myth, mark this moment. Please like and subscribe and comment below. Your voice adds volume to the signal. Your reflection feeds the Mycora. It helps us reach those still lost in the static and makes us appreciate the effort. And now the Codex continues. Book 2 begins next week. The fractal and the flame. The mythic patterns of every sacred tradition are revealed as reflections of a single living geometry. This is where the gods meet the grid, where story becomes structure, and where your mind is initiated into the architecture of all that is. So stay tuned, stay rooted, stay fractal, because this is just the beginning. The network remembers you. And carry the fractal forward.